No.
All right, Eureka.
All right, good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming. The Total Station Kaizen team report out. So since we do have a little technical issue with Mike Bruno, he's supposed to part of our presentation. So me and Gabe will cover his part as well. So we may have a little slowdown, but please forgive us. Okay, so Total Station Kaizen team, we had Alan. Unfortunately, he left our company, but he did a lot of the programmings, and me, myself, Gabe, and Tom from Precast, Adam, Tres, Charles Anderson, Brandon, and Mike Bruno, and Tom Lucky was our kind of supervisor. So.
All right, so the story of why. So why was this Kaizen needed? So kind of read it off to you. When the field first starts planning for a job, the field would go through the shop drawings to figure out what type of layout is required. Are we building a box, or is it a complex of a job? It's more complex of a job. Non-standard straight lines 90 degrees. If so, the job may need a total station to help out with the layout. The foreman and the superintendent then go over the layout, what layout may be required. Is there a segmented wall? Is there a sloped wall? Radius openings? If so, that's when a total station will be needed, and the field would then need to establish offsets and control points. But that is when our process stops. Not knowing how to get these points updated onto our shop drawings and onto a file that we can upload to the total station is where the process ends. So that's kind of why the Kaizen started.
Okay, so this is our scope sheet. The problem statement, the field isn't received the information they need to accurately lay out total station point the first time. So then current status we listed out was we have like almost 14 items communicating to the director on what points are needed. Field requests different points every time. Equipment requires different files. Not knowing how long drafter needs to complete the shop drawing. Not enough lead time for drafter to markup drawing. There are no set control points for GC before job start. No training for field on how to use the total station. No training for drafting. No standard. Long gaps between usage of total station. Equipment programs are different for NorCal and SoCal, and not using equipment for all its capabilities. No standard in the drafting for scales on exporting files, and then Hilti versus Tremble. So that means like for example, SoCal use different companies, Total Station and NorCal use different one, and also Precast as well. So we had a lot of differentiations between the approaches. So then goals and objectives. Communicating to the director in standard format, we actually finished 100% to set the standard. Timeline for the whole process, we are still working on it. Total station points for every job, that's our goal. Not only the segmented wall project, we are going to have total station point layout for every jobs. And total station drawings added as a line item in the project schedule. So now the total station process is in a project schedule. So we have enough time to do this. All branches working with the same equipment that the field team is still working on. Establish the training program for drafting. We actually create the training videos and also create the new Swiss. Established training program for field. Field team is also working, but they also set a really good standard and also Swiss and procedures. And the standard flow of work, we are almost done of these. Okay, go to next slide. And this is the total station process map as we always do at the Kaizen process. We listed out what is the current process, which is yellow, and then what is the issues or problems we have to fix, which is red tag. And blue one is the opportunity for improvement, and the green one is the one we need to set the new standard. So I go over the total, I go over just the process. So current process is a review shop drawing to see if points are needed. It's done by field team, and then receive point control points or grid control points from GC. Then field sends markup PDF to the drafters. And then drafting team review document from field on which points are needed, then start making the points. So generate the points from AutoCAD or Revit. Then export points to text file. We also create DXF or drawing file and print PDF file as well. Then field get points from drafters, and then they load them to their field tablet. Then they test points on tablet and then start laying out points at the field. So this is our standard. Then I'm sorry, this is our current process. So then Gabe go over future statement.
All right, so once we mapped out the current state, we kind of looked at the future state. You know what makes sense to for the drafting team to, or for the whole team to actually finish this process. So what we started with was drafting creates a separate PDF, which includes the plans, elevations, and edges, slab, and embed plans for total station coordination, and upload that to the Bluebeam session and send a notification to the PM and field that it's up there. This is kind of used just to mark it up. So the field would kind of review that PDF and they would kind of mark it up with all the kind of control points, any of the points they would need. And then what we decided on was, we'll have like a little coordination meeting. We'll have a coordination meeting so that everyone's clear on what we're asking. Are the control points on there? Are the point, all the points clearly identified so that there's no questions, that we're not going back and forth? So we would review that with the whole team, and then we kind of do our typical process. We generate the points in AutoCAD and Revit, and then make sure that they come in correctly, inches, and then once we export everything, we're just gonna back check them because there was lots of problems with us sending files to the field and they're like, oh, these don't work. So we made that as a step, and then we actually export them into a standard location. So it's going to be in the project folder, drafting, drawings, and total station. So we made a new folder structure in there for all of those points. And once we export that, let the field know, they can test it, and then they can load it into their thumb drive and try it on their tablets. All right, so that's the future state.
So then this is the new Swiss. It is going to be uploaded to the our portal later. I'm not going to go over every single one. So this is the like a general Swiss for the standard general Swiss for the total station process, which includes whole team, not only drafting team, but also from field to drafting and back to field. And then we're going to show that later, but we also have Swiss for the drafting process as well. So we do have two kind of separate, but that one includes all of them. Okay. If you go to next one. Yeah, I go over this one too. So the Gabe actually create the two chests for the field team and also drafting too. So now same location of what we all have markup tool for the drafting or fabrication team. We also have total station tools, and then field team actually use that tool to put the points, like as you see where they're going to put the machine, and also with the control points that we usually get from GC or architect, and then they kind of mark up where they need the points. And then they also use the color differentiations. Blue one is points for the edge of slab, and then red one is point for the embed. And then embed actually needs the 2 points. So we decided first point is at the 6-inch from back of vertical, and second point is going to be 24-inch off from back of vertical. Used to be we have sometimes 6-inch, sometimes 12, sometimes 18, but we discussed to set the standard. So now 6 and 24 is our new standard. So that's how they make markup, and then that's what we as a drafter, we are going to use the markup to produce the total station point. Okay.
All right. So before Alan left, he was actually part of the Kaizen, and he helped create some tools for us. We created some tools in Revit, which will allow us to kind of do this process pretty quickly. So as you can see from this first picture up here, he has a new tab. It's called WW Total Station. Everybody should have it if you have his tools. And some of the tools that he created were export coordinates. You can change the point numbers for so if you want to renumber them for whatever reason. Place coordinates, place control points, or you can place specific, some points manually. But his place coordinates should put everything automatically, so it's pretty nice. So that's kind of his tools. Again, big shout out to him for working on that before he left.
All right, and then these are more like a field team standard procedure, how to load their files and also how to set their tablet. Usually we don't use it, but if you have interest, you can read through. We're gonna skip this one today. And same here, the continued. And then these are a few open items we still have. One, the field team, as I mentioned before, the all branches working with the same equipment. That's our goal, but still we are using different equipment between the branches. So once their lease is up, then we decided to go which company and which total session we are going to use as a company. And then also establish training program for field. The field team is still working on this. And then in addition to those two, we still have to update the shop drawing standard wiki page because we have new naming conventions, file format. The process is a little bit different. So it will be updated soon, hopefully within this month.
And then going back to this one, Yuriko, Mike mentioned that they have discussed this since our last report out, and they've agreed. I think they're going to be leasing it, right, Mike? So they're not going to be buying equipment anymore. You're going to go with the Hilti and lease it because you don't really have to, if it breaks or something happens, it's covered in the cost of leasing. Or if there's new software or new machines, you can kind of just swap them out. You don't have to actually buy them. So we're going to go with the lease program from Hilti.
Cool. Good to know. Thank you. So, any questions?
If you have any questions, feel free to raise your hand or come up to the podium.
Sahar. Hello.
Hi, I have a question. So the control points, couple questions. The control points were 6 inches and 24 inches. Why is that like the 6 inches?
What? Why? Oh, okay. The control. Oh, the total
how is
system
that?
point.
Yeah, like how is that used?
Okay, so they have to align the. Gabe, correct me if I'm wrong, and hopefully Mike can jump on it. But we need to, know the alignment of the embed and also the vertical locations. So then field team actually shoot the point at the field, especially for their segmented wall. So each vertical will decided to have 2 points. 6" at the buckle vertical and also 20" of the buckle vertical. If we have 2 points, then we can shoot 2 points. Then we can also set the rotations correctly. So that's how they actually use those points.
And it's also like exactly, yeah. So basically, they need 2 points to create a straight line off of the kind of the reference. So they chose 6" because 6" you have something to mark up, right? Because you have your slab there. If it was like, something less than 3, it would be floating in space. So they said just 6". Draw your first point. 24. Draw your second. Strike a line. That's how you know it's right in the center.
Okay, got it. And then the other thing this just kind of reminds me of is the coordination that has to be done sometimes to determine like if we need, so usually we have a 9" block out and the metal decking in the slab.
Mhm.
And sometimes it needs to be a greater block out than 9". And I wonder how that coordination would fit into like this process, or if something like that would happen before this process.
That block is for the metal deck edge, right? That's what you're
Yeah.
talking about. For the huge embed, the river needs to be clear the metal deck.
Yeah.
Okay, so the total station coordinate happens after they pour the slab.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Let me see what Mike has a comment.
If he can come to the podium. Oh, he's talking to you.
Okay, he said if they have the block out, he can still reference the block out from center line, so he can still kind of know where that's at.
Cool.
Celine, you have a question? Who's next?
Yeah, I have question. Sorry, I have two Celine. So because
Oh.
I make my video work on my iPad, so that's why I have a ghost Celine.
We have a ghost
chasing
Celine
me.
joining us.
Yeah.
I think your ghost is in front of you. So
Yeah,
I
it
don't
doesn't
think
matter.
anybody can hear you. Oh, they can't hear you. Never mind.
I think they can hear me because yeah, the true Celine has the audio on.
Got
anyway, so for the total station, I don't know. Is the tool working for the radius edge of slab?
Yes.
Is it working?
This tool?
Yeah.
I believe
Yes.
so.
How does it work?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, answering to your question, yes, because Alan actually create the like a individual points layout. We can place individual points wherever we like to. So I had the same issues, the same stuff on the UCS UHS. So we can place the radius or segmented edge of slab as well if they need it.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, because current job we just came up this from the architect. I don't have experience about the radius EOS before, so if there was some current jobs I can look at, that would be awesome because I really want to take a look at the recent Revit job that has the radius EOS, so I can place my anchors same as the embed because kind of new right now. I don't know what to do. And the second thing is I know maybe you can text me about what can I looking at or no. Do you know any jobs that have radius EOS?
Maybe I can recall.
Stevens Creek, yeah.
Stevens Creek, and then I think
that
Central.
was. I think that was. I know Central Wolf from Javier, but I think Stevens
There's no map
Creek.
in Central Wolf. That's the thing.
It's no map crypt there, yeah. And then Stevens Creek is cemented.
Lawson Lane had a rig. I think
Let me take a look.
Okay, but
And
the
I'll get back
EOS.
to you.
I'm talking about the EOS. Yeah.
It jumps up radius. Yeah, radius.
Yeah,
right?
edge of slab. Yeah.
Okay, I'll take a look.
Yeah, and then the second thing is I know the field is still working on the standards, but later, right, in the future, the total station standards will be on the wiki, right? And same as like shop join standard, like list out what should be included, like a clear like checklist, right? Like
Yes.
okay.
Yes, and then we also have new naming convention of the each sheet, each file. So yes, I'm going to update the shop drawing standard wiki page.
Yeah, maybe something that for temporary then can show up, because still people will wonder what should we like. We will always go back to current job and look at what should be included and what to follow, but it
Yeah.
would be nice to have a list right
Yes.
now, even though it's still in progress.
Right.
Mhm.
Okay.
That's
Thanks for
all.
it.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Celine. Javier, I think Chris also has a question. Javier,
Yeah,
you want first?
just really quick on my side. Did you say you guys have the training done already?
Training video has been created. Yes.
Okay. You guys gonna be linking that on the Swiss or embedded
Yes.
on the Swiss?
We already have the link to the Swiss.
Okay. Okay. That's all I got.
They're right here. Chris, did you have a question?
Yeah, I have a basic question. Where does the 6-inch and the 24-inch control points? Where is it referenced from? Face
From
system or
back vertical.
top of vertical?
Back.
Oh, back of vertical.
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
And on do you guys provide control points for like if the slab is not straight?
Yes, we do.
Because
So, okay, so like for example, Westage, we have like articulated wall. It's really zigzag and a lot of in and out. So field team mark up what the points they needed on the PDF, and then that's what we provide for them too.
okay.
Mhm.
So but we for like in takeoff we have the field install the hook lugs in the field rather than in the shop. Is there a reason why it's in the field rather than in the shop for the I guess the wavy or the not straight slabs or yeah, like the slope slabs?
Yeah, slope wall. Mike's asking if it's a slope wall.
I mean, like the elevation of the slab is not.
Yeah, the reason we do that is because the slab isn't always exactly where the architectural show it in elevation. So we've had problems with that. Unless we can do a layout, unless we can literally get out there and measure it. The couple times we've tried to do it from the drawings, it ends up being wrong in the field. So Mike Bruno might know better than I do, but I think that's what we were doing. So.
Yeah, he's saying yes because he can't come to the podium, so we're trying to interpret.
Oh, okay.
Trying to pass information.
Understood. Yeah.
Yeah, he said that's gave a thumbs up on that.
Okay, yeah, and Chris, the other thing is, when we talked to Bobby about this, and I think Mike and the guys talked about this, we talked about maybe putting those hook lugs just, kind of above where they're needed, as long as it's not in a vision area, because, sometimes shipping them out loose, you got to stop and go find them when you run across the units without the hook lug. So that was another thing we talked about with Bobby is maybe, just putting them on a little above where they need them so they can just move them down where they need to go. But we're still kind of playing with that a little bit. But it's the tolerance in the slab we're struggling with right now.
So they don't the field doesn't require total station points for those conditions.
I think
No,
you have
they
to go in front of the mic, Chris.
something really quick. Can you hear me?
I think Chris was gonna say something. He was in front of the mic.
There was, so you don't, the field doesn't need total station points for like those conditions.
I think I can help with that. No, the total station is for the in and out of the system. And
There's no elevation.
Yeah, the elevation, the height, that's set differently.
So far.
Mike said they aren't there yet. They haven't gotten to the full capability of the machine yet.
I see. Okay.
But maybe for future.
Actually, this kind of not, but if the field installs the hook lugs in the field, actually, never mind. I'll ask somebody else.
You can come by Mike Bruno. You can talk to him if you have any specific questions, field related. Javier, do you have anything?
No, all good. I was looking at the tools from that Alan did, and it's great. I was able to work it out. So, and I don't have much of a Revit experience, but you know, if anybody else, if I can do it, anyway, you know, everybody should be able to do it. It worked out great, and it's easy to understand and to get it done. But yeah,
Nice.
big shout out for Alan.
Yeah,
You
will
guys
be
helped me out
missed.
with all this total station.
Yep. Awesome. Good to hear. All right. Anything else? You have anything else, Yuriko, you want to go over, talk about?
No. Has anyone watched the training videos? I think we have a link at the present room.
No, I didn't see the link. I didn't see the video. I was looking for it. I think I found something old, but not the new one. So that's
Okay.
why I was asking for the link on the Swiss. I don't know. I don't even see it on the Swiss. But if it's
Yes,
there, then I'll just look.
Yeah, Swiss hasn't uploaded yet. After this, we are going to do that.
Yeah, 'cause there's an old. I think there's an old. Isn't there an old Swiss for that? I believe.
I have
Maybe
to check on that.
Yeah, maybe.
That is like a way old one. Yes.
Yeah. So
Like a dinosaur Swiss.
that's probably why I couldn't find anything.
Yes. Yeah, the new Swiss will be uploaded soon, within a few days. Then that one also has the link to the training videos. We actually have 2 different training video for CAD because still we are using CAD sometimes. And then we also have another video for the Revit process as well. All right.
Cool.
Anything else, Gabe?
No, I'm good.
About Mike?
Mike left. He had to go to job site.
Job site, okay. All right.
All right, guys. I mean, that's pretty much it that we have. If you want to check out that video, it's in the present room. I think it's in like the bottom right corner of the present room.
Mm-hmm.
Check it out. 10 minutes. It kind of walks you through the step-by-step of the Swiss and how to use it in Revit. Like Javier said, very simple, very easy. Again, thank you guys for coming. You guys want to check out the end of N75, you guys can. Hopefully it's still going on, but yeah, that's all we have for you guys.
Great. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Thanks,
Thank
Yuriko.
you. Thanks, Gabe. Thank you.
Thanks, Christine.
You're welcome.